Hi everyone, welcome to John at Michelin King. Today's video is covering one of the very first waxes that we released on our previous move, and it's a wax called Pioneer. So Pioneer is a really high gloss wax, and again we've got great weather, so I thought I'd just take the opportunity to show you how to get the best out of the wax, the products that I would tie in to use with Pioneer, and just basically the application. So first off, what we'll do is we'll take our rectangular applicator pads, just give them a quick spray. This is, we're using a quick detailer. We're just using this to soften the pad really, so that this pad isn't going directly onto the paint. So just give it a quick spritz. That's enough. If you feel that you've put, too much quick detailer on the pad, just give it a wee wipe over, and that's fine. So the first thing that you want to do prior to even waxing the car, once you've washed it, decontaminated it, etc., you want to use a product called Pure. So Pure is our pre-wax cleaner. What this does is it chemically cleans the paint and makes sure that anything that the clay bar and whatever couldn't get to, the Pure will. So because Pure is a chemical cleaner, it will get into all the channels and rivers on the clear coat. And what I mean by that is any time that maybe you've been driving on the motorway, the autobahn, the highway, and a stone has went across the paint, it might not necessarily be able to see that, but there's now a channel created in the clear coat. Now if you can imagine this and your clay pad or clay mitt, whatever you use, is going over, it's never actually getting right into that surface. And the way to get a really glossy, shiny, high clarity, whatever your aim is, the way to get the best from your paint is to make sure the paint is as clean as possible. So all of your old wax, all of your old sealants, they're all buried in, almost like plaque on your teeth. They're kind of, they're buried in. So you need a specialised product to really get in, and that's where the pre-wax Pure comes in. So just, these have been out in the sun, so nice and malleable. Give them a shake. We just call it a Zorro, so a few Zorros on the pad. Always close the bottle over after you've used it, just in case you get distracted, forget, obviously then the bottle's left open. Always use these products in straight lines, so always use straight lines with this. And the reason being is, when you use circular motions on the paint, you're actually touching the paint more often. Really, to get the car at its best, you want to touch the paint as few times as possible. So that's why we're using the straight line. And what you want to do, and it is as easy as this, just go up and down as well. And even things like, there's a nice new scratch, unfortunately, on the car there, and I can actually see that the product is going into that scratch. So again, we're just cleaning that out. This unfortunately is too deep. My fingernail's just catching it, so we probably could soften the edges of this with a machine polish, but there's nothing really more than that. If you're handy, you can easily buy a touch-up kit, but that's for another video. So again, just to demonstrate straight lines, that's you done. Now, this is the this car has underwent some decontamination quite recently, but I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's still lifting dirt off the paint. So this is just literally the dirt from the channels of the paint. What I'll do is just cast that to one side, and I know that we won't use that one again. they're washable. Don't wash them in with your clothes though, because obviously the smell of the products will go onto your clothes, but just hand wash them, let them air dry naturally, they'll be absolutely fine. So just a few minutes for pure to cure. The sun is now behind us, so this area is actually in the shade, which is really what you want ideally. Doesn't really matter if the car's in the sunlight, just as long as the paintwork isn't too hot. And the way that I judge that is by putting the back of my hand onto the paint, and if I take it off, it's too hot. No real hard science behind it. This pure comes off so easily. I know that we use it so often and I shouldn't be this surprised every time I use it, but my love of detailing goes back to when I was about 17 years old. So I remember vividly how difficult it was to use the products back then, and just how far in our development the improvement and the use. That's why pure is so popular. It's so rewarding, and there's very little effort required. So that's sure, I'll just check the other side. Yeah. So what we've got now is perfectly clean paint. You've got a nice layer for your sealant to go on. Now, bearing in mind we've got a really high gloss wax, so I thought it's a good idea to go with a really high gloss sealant, which is Titan. Again, Titan's one of these runaway products that we offer, where it's so popular, and again, really good reviews. So just give it a shake. What I tend to do when I open the cap is put the microfiber right at the cap, because when you shake it up you'll get some movement, and it just means that the product, if it does, as you say, if there's a small bit comes out of the top, it goes onto the microfiber and not on your clothes. So again, just a Zorro for this. The other thing obviously is how little product we're using. Well, for the size of this panel, we're hardly using any. So just again, we're working in straight lines. Nice thing about Titan is it really lets the metallic flake come through the paint, so I can already see, bearing in mind it's not in direct sunlight, I can already see the metallic flake popping through. You're just really applying this like that. It's a cream sealant, so just leave it on the paint for a few minutes to let it cure, and then same process, you'll just buff it off. Any of these that I use, I just stick them in a separate box so that I'm not confused about what products on which pad. So now we'll take our microfiber. It's just habit really. I always open the microfiber and just check both sides. I'm using the box that was in the factory, and even though I did check it when it's in there, just in case there's anything on the on the cloth that shouldn't be. But we're all clear. Use either any side you want. This is the Kensington cloth, so you can use either the more plush side or the tighter nap. Totally up to yourself. We'll go for the tighter nap. Again, it's so easy to remove. It's so easy. And I'm hardly putting any pressure on this whatsoever. That's us now removing the Titan layer. The other thing you can see is how quick it is to get a really good finish. You don't, oh, it's so smooth. when you're running that microfiber, bearing in mind this is the short nap, when you're running this microfiber over the paint, it is just gliding. Wow. So what that translates to in real life is when it rains, the paint will stay cleaner for longer because there isn't that, the paint's very slick. That's the best way to describe that. Really, really nice gloss. We were really starting to build up the gloss now. You can, I mean, one of the things that we've not covered in a video before is you could, that's fully cured now, so Titan has fully cured. So you could actually add another layer of Titan on top of this, just for that added security, and also it will boost the gloss again. So again, we've used this cloth here for Titan, so we'll just disregard that for the moment. And then we're on to the final stage, which is the wax. So take your applicator pad, using the 6-inch one today, just a mist of QD over the top. Again, we just put a mist over it just to soften the fibres of the microfiber, and again you just want to quickly check there's nothing on this it shouldn't be. Look at that. That shows you the level of gloss that you'll get, and that's the pour. So if that's the pour, the gloss is going to be really good. Easy thing, just put about a fifth or a quarter of the wax on the top, and then leave the rest of the pad empty. This is slightly bigger. I would normally use a 4-inch pad. In fact, I'll give you another. If you are at home, if you're using a bigger pad, just take the back of your nail. Just I mean, that's how much you're using to basically coat that whole panel. And then just wipe it on the pad. That's you. So next step is we'll use the dot and dab method. The reason I use this is so that I'm picking up new wax as I go. I don't want to clump all the wax in this area and then drag it across the paint. I want to even the wax out. What that helps with is not, it removes the over application. So we're just going up and down. Straight lines there. That's working in well. It's getting a nice layer of wax onto this paint. Again, you're not wanting to exert pressure, just let the pad do the work. So just a light pass over the paint, and you'll find it's nearly impossible, or it is impossible to over apply the wax if you use that method. Just keep that quarter, the 3/4 free. Now obviously, since it's a video, we don't want to wait the 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever it is for this wax to cure. So what we're going to do is a method called flash curing. So basically all we're doing is taking a quick detailer, one spray across the paint, 2 should probably do it, yep. Just a really, really light mist, and you're just forcing the wax into curing. Pioneer is, oh, it's a gem of a wax. We wanted to make something really, really special, because this was really the point where Michelin King was starting to grow quite dramatically, and to mark that event, and obviously all the support that you've offered over the years, the many years. In turn, I wanted to make something really special. So Pioneer has ingredients in it that they aren't present in the other waxes, in terms of the luxury ingredients that we use. So Pioneer is closer related to the luxury waxes than it is the waxes below, which is why you'll get, you do get a different look to it. And even the pour, obviously I've put my fingernail in it, but you can see the really high gloss around the edge. It's an amazing wax, it really is. Very easy to remove, so that's it off. As you can see, no remaining mark. One of the things that I really like about Pioneer is, due to the high quality waxes and oils that we use, you get that super wet finish, but you also get, there's a slight blue tint to the black now. And what's happening there is it's to do with the speed of light hitting. So you're looking, there's some influences here from a car wax called Flip as well, because a lot of our customers like that super high gloss, and with the high gloss it almost gives you that, if you've ever seen petrol on the floor and it's turning all these different colours, it's not too dissimilar to what we've achieved with Pioneer. Obviously you won't get the different colours, it's just that super high gloss. So I'll just see if we can have a look again. So I'm now probably facing the paint at about 45 degrees, so not at the ideal angle. You know, the photographs and things, you can really go to there, and that absolutely maximizes what you're seeing here. However, most cars, if you photograph them the right way, but if we go to 45, you won't get that. Let's go out to about 70 degrees, and this is the big test. So there's how glossy it is. That's us at 90 degrees to the paint, and that is due to using Titan, Pure and Pioneer. You know, 3 steps. Very quick. Obviously filming the video you do slow down because we're explaining, you know, the various aspects, but you can definitely see a difference between here and this area here. And just look at that gloss level there, the clarity, the wetness. The sun's unfortunately dipped behind the clouds, but you can make out the amount of metallic flake that you're seeing there as well, which is pretty much unheard of when you're dealing with wetness levels as high as that. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope that the video's helped. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and if you have any questions or any video requests, then please send them in. You can buy this wax on michelinking.com. We ship internationally. Yeah, as I said, any questions, let me know. Take care. Bye bye.